it's okay to operate. It's okay to run a business. It's okay to buy stuff with the intent to immediately sell it for a higher price. You're not ripping anybody off as long as everybody understands what's going on. Hey there, everyone. It's Chase with TCG Bulk Kings, where every card has value, including this stack of cards of people's orders from yesterday that I have to ship out myself. And I just kind of wanted to have a discussion while I was working. I don't have a script or anything like that set up for this. I don't even have bullet points. I just wanted to have kind of a little bit of a brain dump about a difference between the way I think about my business and the way a lot of trading card content creators seem to be positioning their content, or the way they think about their business, or how they talk to others. There's some out there that I don't think do this. Most of them seem to be coming at talking about being in business with regard to trading cards as investment. And I think I'm not here to say that investment is wrong or investment's a bad idea, but it's not what I'm doing. I wanted to talk about what the difference is, I think, between trading card investment versus operating a trading card business. So that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm going to talk about while I'm packing up these orders real quick. So first order here, Blaine got a Graveborn Muse from Legions. What is investing versus operating, on a broad scale? Investing is when you buy something at market value with you might get a deal on it or whatever, but basically you're buying something at market value and you're going to hold it with the expectation that at some point in the future the market value will be higher, and then you can sell it and have more money after you sell it than you started out with, right? That's what investing is in its most basic form. So with trading card investing, that can be buying sealed product and holding on to it, booster boxes, ETBs or bundle packs, any of the specialized products or anything like that. That can be buying singles. So you think, hey, this card, Eldrazi cards are going to get a bump because they're going to release a new round of Eldrazi Titans in 2 years. I'm not predicting that, obviously. That's an example. So if you think that's going to happen and you buy a bunch of Eldrazi related cards, and then hold on to them until they go up and then resell them, then that's that's investing in those Eldrazi. I gotta put envelopes in my printer. Hold on. Operating a business is instead not intended to hold and then generate cash later. It's intended to generate cash flow now. So you really don't want to be holding the product for very long. In fact, ideally you want to hold it for as little time as possible. What you're doing with operating is, when it comes to physical products, is you are buying at below market price, whether that's wholesale or you're buying, collections where you're paying, some fraction of $1 on the collection. Austin got a Flesh and Blood card, a Snatch from Welcome to Wraith Unlimited. Got it for 95 cents. So, operating, you're looking to buy products at below the current market value with the intent to then sell them at the market value as soon as possible. Thanks, Austin. Whether that's, buying wholesale products to sell from a distributor, or buying collections at some percentage of the current market price, or buying stuff it's buying stuff at thrift stores and then reselling it, or any of that kind of stuff. This is what most of your bigger businesses are doing. This is what Walmart is doing. They're buying stuff at wholesale and putting it on their shelf at the current retail market price with the hopes that it sells. This is what a big card business is doing when they have a big buy list that you then send your cards to and get paid 40% of the current market value or 60% of the current market value or whatever. They're going to sell it at 100% of the current market value and they're making money on the difference between those two. So that's the difference. And with investing, the arbitrage, the two different strategies have a different arbitrage. I keep looking at the microphone instead of the camera. With investing, the arbitrage is time, right? You're holding something for a certain amount of time and then you're selling it. And the effort is in holding it, right? With operating, the arbitrage is in effort. It's not about holding something until it's worth more. It's about getting something now and doing work on it to make it worth more. So, if I buy a collection, like all this stuff back here, right over here, if I buy a collection, they sell me the collection because they don't want to put in the effort to organize it, sort it, list it on the websites, process the orders individually and all that. They want their money right now, and because they're not willing to put in that effort, they're going to get less money than they would. So yeah, the arbitrage is effort. I'm doing some work on something to make it into something that is sellable. Walmart's arbitrage is effort because they're buying up all this bulk of, say, electrical outlet covers. They buy them in bulk from one supplier, and they do the work to distribute them out to all the different places that people would want to buy them all throughout the country and have them there available to sell. That's not work that the wholesale distributor wants to do, or they would have stores, right? All right, Matt got a bunch of cards from the dark. A Book of Wrath, a Carnivorous Plant, a Dark Heart of the Wood, a Fasting, a Festival, a Holy Light, a Marsh Gas, a Miracle Worker, a Scarwood Goblins, and a Tangle Kelp. You got 10 cards total for $3.85. So seems to be a fundamental disconnect among the broader trading card community, in at least from what I can see, between people's perception of these two types of businesses. So if you're a collector, then you're kind of an investor that doesn't ever want to sell. And then if you're an operator, you're buying strictly with the intent to sell. And that mindset gets a bad reputation among the trading card market. Part of it is because there were a bunch of new people that entered the market during the whole pandemic craze, and they were strictly in it for the money and not about the cards. It's a narrative you heard a lot about. They were the people who were beating people up in the parking lots to get product at stores and things like that. That was a broken market, as we all know. So at the time, the demand suddenly spiked, and so trading cards were underprinted. We've been talking a lot about print runs lately in the trading card world, so this is kind of relevant to that. But at that time, everything was underprinted compared to the level of demand that existed at that time. That's why stuff would resell. That's why stuff would be available to resell at higher than market price. That's why the arbitrage opportunity existed at all for people to do that is because of the underprinting. And now we're in a era that feels like we're overprinting. There's stuff sitting on the shelves, it's stuff available, and honestly it just feels like it's overprinting relative to what it was a couple of years ago. That's my perspective on it. It doesn't really feel like overprinting to me. They are cutting print runs on a lot of places, so you know there has been some overprinting, but it's not been like ridiculous. Anyway, I'm not as much of an expert on print runs to really comment on that a whole lot. Operating versus investing. So my business is an operating business. I'm not buying bulk collections to hold on to for 10 years and then resell. I'm buying these collections at bulk prices to then take them out and sell, like these two cards here, a Jade Bearer and a Thornwood Fall, sold for 5 cents each to Benjamin. Yeah, so I'm an operating business. I'm buying the stuff below the market price so that I can sell it now at market price. That's why I don't give investment advice. I don't do anything like that. I'm not interested in speculating on card prices. I don't hold anything back because I think it's going to sell better in 6 months or a year. I know enough about that game to know that I don't know enough about that game to hope to be successful. I like what I like. I hold on to what I want to hold on to as a collector. I'm in that project of making a full set of 8th edition from bulk submissions only, which is really fun for me. I'm sorry the short form content has been slow lately. I've had a cold the last couple of days and I haven't been able to put out very many short form videos just because I've been trying to clear all the gunk out of my head. But we're doing better now. I'm going to start doing a new collection series before too long. I would really like to have a collection of every card that is a book from Magic the Gathering, or maybe even one with every card that has a book in the art. But we'll start with every card that is a book. I don't know that I'll turn that into a global collection or not. I don't know that I'll turn that into a collection where I'm looking for every printing of each kind of card that's a book. We're going to start basic and grab stuff from bulk that I'd like to keep and have fun with it from there. So that's going to be fun. Let's get Benjamin's envelope printed. Yeah, I'm not looking to grab stuff to hold on to it. I like what I like. I think the oldest, vintagiest sets are neat, so I'm going to try and keep some of those. I'm going to make this collection of book cards. I've got this collection of... Anyway, I like what I like, and I'm going to hang on to that, but I'm not hanging on to anything with the expectation that it's going to sell better later, with the intent to make it sell better later. So yeah, that's what I see the main difference is. So a lot of these videos that come out, endless amounts of videos, whether it's Pokemon, Magic, Flesh and Blood, sports cards, all over the place. Any community you look in right now, you see videos of don't invest in this market's crashing, or these are the investment mistakes that everybody makes, or this, that, and the other. And a lot of it is just real basic, obvious. I hate to say that, but because I'm not trying to judge those things or that people who are interested in that kind of stuff. What's the next order? We got a Galarian Slowking V, so that's pertinent. Galarian Slowking V from Chilling Reign for Violet. Got it for 48 cents. Anyway, so a lot of this content is coming from a place of investing, but it's also super short-sighted, right? So a lot of people, a lot of content creators, a lot of content consumers seem to be confused as to what investing is, because of that wonky market from a couple of years ago. So people are thinking of investing in short-term thoughts, short time frame ideas, and talking about the mistakes they've made. The market has crashed, this, that, and the other, like that. Me as an operator, I don't see anything like that. I don't see a crashed market. I don't see a negative market. I see more and more people buying cards. I see more and more opportunity to pick up cards that I can resell. Like, when the investment side is down, the operator side has room to run. And as far as I can tell, the market's great. Matthew got an Evolving Wilds foil from Iconic Masters for 39 cents. If the only thing that you're focused on ever is investing, but you're also thinking only of investing in short-term time frame, then a dip of 10 or 20% in the market, or 30 or 40% in the market, is going to feel like the sky is falling. It's going to feel like the end of the world. And that's just not how people who are doing the activity that is investing should even be thinking about their investments. And people who are thinking on the time frame that is short enough for that to matter shouldn't be doing investing. They should be operating. If you're going to be thinking about what can I sell this for immediately, or what can I sell this for in the very near future, then you shouldn't be buying at the market price and hoping that that shifts 3x in a week, or 3x in a month, or even a year, right? You should be buying at half the cost of what you sell it for, or a third the cost of what you sell it for, so that you can sell it at the full price and cover your fees now. Let's get Matthew's envelope printed. So, a lot of that advice that's out there is directed towards not making mistakes in the short term and investing. People who are thinking short term shouldn't be investing, they should be operating. And people who are investing shouldn't be thinking short term. So, yeah, like I said earlier, people who are in that operator mindset get a bad reputation because there were, the scalper movement from the pandemic era. What are we looking for? Pokemon Professor's Research from Celebration, sold for 15 cents. Yeah, there were some bad eggs with people going and buying up all the product before anybody could get it and then selling it for 2 or 3 times price. That feels bad, right? I get that. That existed because of underprinting and people who are willing to take the reputation hit to do that. I get it. I get it completely. I don't necessarily think it was the best thing to do. I didn't do that. But it was a valid operation that you could do during a period of underprinting. Valid at least in that it will make you money. Doesn't work so much now because demand has dropped and the supply has dramatically increased. So, you can't go to Target and buy stuff and then turn around and sell it for 3 times the price. But people are still upset about the entire mindset behind buying something below current market value and then reselling it. I do get negative comments about that every now and then. I see a lot of that in like Facebook groups and stuff like that. And this isn't just in one market or one game or one collectible vertical or anything like that. It's all over the place. People who advertise, "Hey, I'm buying singles for 60% of market value." They will invariably get comments on their posts saying you're ripping people off. That's not how it works. It's not what that is. It's somebody who's an operator looking to get stuff to operate from people who aren't willing to do the operations themselves, right? That's the premium. All right, Sean got a Jin Illuminatus from the Guild Kits and a Jeskai banner from Khans of Tarkir. Total together for 22 cents. So, I'm hoping that by talking about it, at least some can get people's minds, get some people at least to understand that there's a difference between operating a business that deals in buying and selling cards versus operating an investment portfolio that is involved in holding trading cards. And if you're trying to buy and sell now, or you're speculating for quick flips now, or whatever that, you're not investing, you're operating. And if you're operating, it's best to think like an operator and not an investor. And I don't think people should inherently negatively judge operators for operating because they don't understand what they're doing, right? There's nothing wrong with buying collections at 60% of market value if the seller wants to sell them for 60% of market value. There is something wrong with disguising what the market value is and then, exploiting people for that. But that's not what most of these people are doing. I can't speak for everybody in the world, obviously, but generally, when someone is operating that way, they are making an offer in full daylight, saying, "Hey, I am willing to pay this. I can't pay more than that because I'm not keeping these. I'm operating these. I have to cover the expenses of shipping and fees, and make it a little bit profitable too, so that I can continue to keep doing this." All right, we've got a Mimikyu from Cosmic Eclipse going to Armando for 22 cents. Anyway, buying inventory as an operator is not ripping people off. It's all fully disclosed and understood by both parties. That's why the price is lower. Buying bulk, I understand that I'm buying a bulk collection. I'm paying this much per card, half a cent a card or a penny a card. And they understand that I'm buying it that way. And, I'll tell them, hey, if there's anything in here you don't feel like should be sold at a bulk rate, feel free to pull it out. Feel free to pull it out. We'll negotiate a price for that as against the market price. But if you don't want to do that, I'm going to pay a half cent a card or a penny a card, whatever it is, depending on the game. That is the cost that you are paying so that you don't have to pull them out, right? I'm going to do that work. I am going to arbitrage that effort into profit, because until I do that, it's not profitable. It's bulk at bulk rates, right? Last order, Joshua got a Rootbound Crag from Magic 2010, a pre-release foil Quinde from Dominaria, and a Ring of Gix from Urza's Legacy. All that together for $5.80. Here's a good example of not investing. Back when Dominaria first came out, before I had really gotten into all this, I really liked the uncommon legends from Dominaria. So I was very much interested in buying all of the pre-release foils for the uncommon legends, because they hadn't at that time done uncommon pre-release foils, right? But they did them for the uncommon legends in Dominaria. I'm like, these are going to be worth bank later, right? So I bought up a whole bunch of them, and I probably 2 or 3x to my money, in just the raw value of the cards over the next couple of years. But reselling them, the fees overwhelmed a lot of that. They didn't go up to $1 a piece. They went up. That one sold for 48 cents, and I'm sure I was buying them at 10 or 15 cents. that's not the kind of thing you want to buy to invest in to hold on for years, right? So again, I'm not saying don't invest, don't be an investor. Obviously, I sell cards, so I really want people to be investing because they're buying cards for me to invest. I want people to be playing because they're buying cards for me to play with. But yeah, I'm not saying don't invest. I'm just saying that don't treat investing as the only viable way to engage in the hobby, to engage in the market. It's okay to operate. It's okay to run a business. It's okay to buy stuff with the intent to immediately sell it for a higher price. You're not ripping anybody off as long as everybody understands what's going on. I'm not saying do a market buyout where you buy all the moats on TCG Player and then list them all back for 3 times the price. That's shady. I'm not saying go and beat up kids at all the local big box retailers and buy up all the product and then run a garage sale where you are the only person in town that has sealed product. That's shady. That's market manipulation. But it's not wrong or scalping to buy product from a wholesaler, from a distributor, with the intent to sell it at market price. It's not wrong or scalping to buy a collection and then resell the pieces of it at market price. Any more than it's wrong to buy a classic car that's not working and then take it apart and sell the pieces of the car for, more than what you paid for the whole car that isn't working. Anyway, I'm done shipping those orders today. Those are my thoughts. If you also have any thoughts, then feel free to leave comments below. Let me know if this was an interesting type of video for you. If you want to look at a bunch of ways that I think that you can destroy your trading card business, then check out this video right up here. And if you check out this one down here, it will be probably something else that's interesting for you.